The trading outpost of Velcora hung like a rusted jewel at the edge of the Andromeda Gate, a place where 100 species bartered, schemed, and survived. Among the chrome corridors and alien merchants, humanity remained a curiosity, soft-skinned bipeds who'd only joined the galactic community 3 generations ago. Anna clutched her mother's hand tighter as they navigated through the crowded marketplace. The 7-year-old's other hand held her most precious possession, a small mechanical bird her father had built before his ship disappeared beyond the Void Nebula. Its silver wings could actually flap, and when wound up, it sang a melody that reminded her of Earth's vanished songbirds. "Stay close, sweetie," Sarah Chen whispered, pulling her daughter closer as a group of Kresh, massive, reptilian traders known for their aggressive business tactics, lumbered past. Khanat watched from his vendor stall, his chromatic scales shifting from deep purple to concerned amber. As a draconian, he'd seen countless species pass through Velcora, but humans always fascinated him. They were so fragile, yet they'd ventured into the stars with a courage that bordered on madness. This particular human female and her offspring had been coming to the station for weeks now, ever since taking refuge after their colony ship suffered catastrophic failure. The incident happened so quickly that even Khanat's predator reflexes almost missed it. A gang of Kresh thugs, emboldened by local corruption and the station's failing security systems, decided the human woman looked like easy prey. The largest one, a scarred brute named Greylax, deliberately shouldered into Sarah, sending her crashing against a metal support beam. Anna stumbled and her mechanical bird flew from her hands, skittering across the floor. "Mommy!" Anna cried out, rushing to where it had fallen, directly in Greylax's path. The Kresh lifted his massive foot and brought it down with deliberate cruelty. The mechanical bird shattered with a sound that seemed impossibly loud in that moment, tiny gears and springs scattering like metallic tears. Anna's scream pierced through the marketplace's din. Not a scream of fear, but of pure heartbroken anguish. She dropped to her knees, gathering the fragments with trembling hands. "You broke it! You broke Daddy's bird." Sarah struggled to her feet, blood trickling from her temple where she'd struck the beam. "Anna, get back!" Greylax laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "Stupid humans. This is what happens when you don't pay protection fees." He raised his clawed hand toward Sarah's face. Then Khanat moved. Most species in the galaxy had heard of draconians. Ancient, powerful but reclusive. What few understood was why they were reclusive. It wasn't fear or weakness. It was restraint. Khanat's transformation was terrifying in its swiftness. His merchant persona evaporated as his true form emerged. Scales hardening into armored plates, his size doubling, spinal ridges extending like blades. His eyes blazed with an inner fire that had incinerated asteroids, but he didn't attack. "Not yet. You have harmed a child." Khanat's voice resonated through the marketplace, carrying harmonics that made every species present feel it in their bones. "You have struck a mother protecting her young." Greylax turned, confident in his gang's numbers. "What's it to you, merchant?" "The humans are, by the eternal flame code." Khanat interrupted, his words now broadcasting across every comm channel in the station. "I invoke Tarukel." Trial by Dragon's witness, the marketplace fell absolutely silent. Even the Kresh looked uncertain now. An elderly Servian trader whispered to her companion, "He didn't." That hasn't been invoked in 3 centuries. But Khanat wasn't alone anymore. Throughout the station, in shops and ships and hidden corners, other draconians revealed themselves. 20, 50, 100. Merchants, engineers, travelers, all dropping their disguises. Velcora hadn't realized it had become home to an entire clan. The eldest among them, scales like burnished gold, approached slowly. "Brother Khanat speaks truth. We have witnessed." The child's treasure destroyed. The mother's blood spilled. The offense is recorded. Anna, still crying, looked up at the massive beings surrounding her. "They broke Daddy's bird. It was all I had left of him. And they hurt my mom." Something ancient stirred in the draconian elder's eyes. "Little human, do you know what your species does that amazes us? You are fragile, yet you explore. You are brief, yet you build for centuries you'll never see. You are small, yet you stand against the darkness." He turned to Greylax and his voice became judgment itself. "And that is why harming a human child is unforgivable. They are already so brave just by existing. What happened next became legend across a dozen systems. The Kresh gang was removed from Velcora, not killed, for Draconians followed strict honor codes, but stripped of every credential and asset, then transported to a prison world where they would spend decades contemplating their cruelty. But that was the legal punishment. What Anna would remember forever came after. Connaught knelt before her, his massive form somehow gentle. "Young Anna, I cannot return your father's creation, but may I offer you something else?" From his scales he produced a small crystal that pulsed with inner light. When Anna touched it, the crystal sang, not with her father's melody, but with something deeper. The song of stars being born. The harmony of solar winds. The ancient music of the cosmos itself. "This is a heartstone," Connaught explained softly. "It belonged to my own daughter long ago. She would want you to have it." Anna's tears stopped. She looked at the crystal, then at Connaught. "Your daughter?" She too was brave. She too loved music. Connaught's scales shifted to a sorrowful blue. "Keep it safe, little one. And know that you are not alone in this galaxy. The Draconians did more than that. They repaired Sarah's injuries using their advanced medical technology, offered them permanent sanctuary on their home world if they wished, and most surprisingly began teaching Anna their ancient crafting techniques. The broken mechanical bird could never be restored, but Anna learned to build new wonders, each one carrying forward her father's legacy. 3 months later, Anna created her first hybrid device, a fusion of human ingenuity and draconian crystal technology. A bird that didn't just sing but could translate emotions into light and sound. She named it Hope. Connaught watched her demonstration with pride that warmed his scales to gold. Around the galaxy, the story spread, how a little human girl's tears had awakened the dragon's ancient protective instincts, how humanity's fragile courage had earned them the rarest thing in the cosmos, draconian clan friendship, and in the darker corners of the galaxy, where predators lurked and bullies schemed, a new understanding took root. Humans might be soft, might be small, might be new to the stars, but they had dragons watching over them now. And dragons never forgot those who harmed the innocent. Anna kept both the Heartstone and Hope with her always. One reminded her of loss, the other of renewal. Together, they represented something the galaxy was still learning about humanity. They could be broken, but they would always build something beautiful from the pieces.